Okay, so if you've been confused for a long time about which supplements you should be buying for your optimal health, well, this is the video for you because I'm about to give you my perfect routine for which supplements are working best, which supplements are actually proven by science to work, which supplements are not worth it, which supplements da 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 da. Let's get into it. Okay, supplements. Okay, here we go. Okay, so first and foremost, supplements are something that should be supplementary to the things that you're already doing in life. And you want to focus on the main things, which are sleeping well, at least 7 to 9 hours every night, exercising, make sure you get at least 3 days of strength training in, a couple days of cardio, make sure you're managing your stress, and make sure you're eating well, a well-balanced whole foods diet that has very minimal processed foods. And that is going to cover most of your bases when it comes to optimizing your health and making sure that you're not missing any of the key vitamins and nutrients and getting high quality protein in your diet. That being said, I think there are a few supplements that are proven by science that are actually beneficial, and I want to show you the ones that I'm taking after learning about these things, doing some research and trying them out for myself. And here are some of the things that I think are most beneficial and that may or may not help you. You have to try it for yourself. I think with all things, you should do some experimenting and give it some time before you jump off the wagon. So a lot of people will try something, and then if it's not doing anything after a week, they'll be like, it's not working, it's not worth it. So try it out. It may or may not work for you, but here is my supplement routine. Okay, so the first thing I start with every day is a B12 vitamin because I am vegan, or I'm on a plant-based diet, and I've been on a plant-based diet for about 7 years. And one thing that people on plant-based diets need to make sure is that they're getting quality B12 in their diet, and that's because B12 comes in meat, but it doesn't come naturally in plant sources anymore because the soil is no longer as nutritious for us as it used to be. So when you're growing plants and stuff, the soil doesn't get the B12 like it used to. So we have to supplement, and there's some foods nowadays that are B12 fortified, so you can look out for that. But B12 is cool because even when you take it, if you stop taking it for a little bit, you store it in your body. So you don't have to worry too much about like not taking it for a month or two, or sometimes even up to a year. You could be okay without supplementing B12, maybe even longer than that, but it's probably best that you just take it regularly. I take 2 of these daily and I love the taste of them, so it's easy. Okay, so the next thing I make sure to always take is a omega-3 supplement, because omega-3s are really important for not just people on plant-based diets, but for everyone. I think everyone should be taking I think it's 2,000 milligrams per day. This is about 770 milligrams, and a lot of the other omega-3s I get come in my diet, but I think it'd be really good to supplement at least 2,000 milligrams per day because one, it's really good for your brain. Studies have shown that it's going to help with your mood, it's going to help with your cognitive function, it's really good for your heart health. Everyone should be supplementing with a omega-3 in their diet, whether you're a vegan, whether you're carnivore, whatever it is. Supplement some omega-3s and you will not regret it. I take a little bit more than the recommended serving size because I do know that it's good to take at least I think it's between 500 and 2,000 milligrams a day. So since this is 770, one serving size is 2 capsules and I take 3 just to be safe. Okay, so the next supplement I highly recommend is creatine. Creatine monohydrate. Make sure it's the monohydrate because it's a high saturation rate. I get mine from Thorne because it's third-party tested. When it's third-party tested, you know what you're getting in it, and it's more likely chance that what you're getting is actually what you are buying. So a lot of the supplements on the market right now are not very well regulated, so you got to be careful with that. Try to find companies that do third-party testing like Thorne does. I really like Thorne. heard about it on the Huberman Lab podcast, and I trust almost everything I hear on there because it's all backed by science and studies and all really good information. So the reason why I started taking creatine is because it's really good for your brain, and it makes your neurons in your brain fire faster. It uses energy better. Also, of course, it's good for your muscles, and you're gonna be growing your muscles in size because it stores water in the muscles, and the muscles are mostly water. So when it stores water in your muscles, it makes the muscle bigger, but also that increase in pressure will allow you to lift more weights, heavier weights. And also what creatine does is it allows you to use energy more efficiently. So when you're lifting, you're not gonna get tired as fast. You're gonna be able to do more volume, which is then going to increase the size of your muscle along with the water retention that you gain from creatine. So you're just getting bigger and stronger and smarter basically by taking creatine. I think everyone should be taking this. It's really good for you. If you're over 200 pounds, you should take like 10 grams, and anything less than that, I think 5 grams is pretty good. I think there were studies done that said over 12 grams, you get really, really good brain benefits, but I just take about 10 or maybe 11 because I do like heaping scoops in my water, and that's what I do every single day. Even when you're not lifting, it's really important to make sure you're getting your creatine in because of saturation. There's no need to cycle it. There used to be like some myths about like having to cycle creatine, but Andrew Huberman told me himself, because he goes to Gold's Gym and I see him sometimes. He told me to take 10 grams a day, and also that I don't need to cycle it. So I weigh 200 pounds. That's why he told me to say that, or told me to take that much. Take creatine, guys and girls. It's really good for you. Okay, so the next supplement I take is L-theanine. I just recently started taking this, and I started taking it because my girlfriend found out that I was having trouble sleeping. I was like kind of stressed out and I couldn't sleep at night, and she brought this over, and she also brought a ashwagandha and magnesium supplement that was paired together. And when I started taking this, I started sleeping way better. And then I started doing some research on L-theanine, and I found out that L-theanine actually comes naturally in green tea. And when L-theanine is paired with caffeine, it makes you really calm and focused instead of making you like really jittery. So you have this focused energy, focused, alert, calm energy, as opposed to this jittery, anxious energy. And I realized that when I drink coffee, which coffee is good for you because of the antioxidants that are in it, L-theanine is really good for helping you feel relaxed. So I realized when I was drinking a lot of coffee, I was getting anxious and I couldn't really focus, and I just had this crazy anxious energy. And so I switched to green tea, and I didn't feel that same anxiety and like crazy energy, but obviously it's less caffeine in green tea. I think it's like 15 milligrams versus like 50 to 150 in a cup of coffee. But I started drinking more and more green tea because also I heard it had super high in antioxidants. And then I started switching to matcha, which has even higher caffeine rates because it's the whole green tea just ground up that you're drinking, as opposed to just soaking the leaf and then drinking the water from that. So what I found out was that green tea has L-theanine naturally in it, and I felt really good when I started drinking green tea and matcha, but I still had the energy, but I felt way more focused than when I drank coffee. And I think L-theanine is part of the reason for that. So if you are a coffee drinker and you do get anxious, this might be a great supplement for you in order to help you stay calm and focused at the same time. And if you have trouble calming your mind down before you sleep, like I used to, this might be another great supplement for you to take so you can just be more relaxed. L-theanine. I got this from just a company on Amazon. I have a few products from them and it seems to be working well. Could be placebo effect, who knows, but placebo effect is still a real effect. So L-theanine, try it out for yourself. Let me know what you think. Another supplement that I just recently started taking from Thorne is magnesium citrate. And that's another one that I felt like could help me sleep. It could help with my muscle soreness and tightness, and I've found it to be really helpful, I think, with my sleep and like my muscle recovery. So who knows? I haven't done like a true experiment to test out what I feel like when I'm on it or off it, but it just feels good knowing that when I look it up, what magnesium citrate does, I see all the benefits in the research of what it can do for my body. So I'm like, yeah, let me try that. And I've been sleeping pretty good lately, so I think it's working. Also, I have a magnesium topical spray that I spray on the bottoms of my feet at night, and I put it on any muscles that might be sore from lifting the day before or 2 days before. So I think this combined with that has been really good for my overall recovery and mental and physical well-being. Magnesium citrate from Thorne. This is Element. It's a hydration electrolyte mix. I have been buying this and drinking one every single morning as close to when I wake up as possible, because we lose a lot of water in our sleep, and it's really important to stay hydrated for our mental clarity and our overall organ function down to every last bit of us. Our skin, our heart, our liver, everything is affected by our hydration level, especially our performance in the gym. So drinking water doesn't always cut it. You need to add salts into your liquid, especially if you're like me, you don't have a lot of salt naturally in your diet. I think this has been great. I can feel the difference, like when I'm dehydrated or when I hydrate with this versus when I hydrate with water. I'm so much more clear mentally, and it tastes pretty good, and it just feels like I'm doing something very loving to my body and mind. Element is just one. I like Element because it has the proper ratios of sodium, magnesium, and potassium, which I don't think all of the other electrolyte drinks have that perfect ratio. Plus, it has no sugar, but it still tastes pretty good. So I have a sweet tooth, and I have tried the other types of electrolyte drinks, but I don't like when they have sugar in them. They taste disgusting, and it gives me this weird, like, I don't know, I just associate it with like nastiness now. So this is my favorite one. Also heard about it on the Huberman Lab podcast, and it's been great so far. So make sure you hydrate. You don't need to buy a hydration supplement. You could just put a little bit of Himalayan salt and some lemon in water, and that can help with your hydration levels as well. Also, eating a lot of fruits and vegetables, you're gonna get a lot of those electrolytes in your diet naturally if you eat enough whole foods. And I usually do, but I also work out and I'm sweating a lot, so I think this has been a great help. So Element, LMNT. You can get most of this stuff, actually you can get all of this stuff on Amazon. Okay, last but not least, I recently just started taking this protein. It's been pretty great. It has 12 vitamins and minerals in it. It's plant-based, of course, and it's got a lot of good stuff in it. That's if it actually has in it what it says it has in it. You never actually know. Could be placebo effect, but I only started taking it because I am on a plant-based diet, and I never felt like I really needed more protein. But I recently heard on the Huberman Lab podcast that it's really important for our muscle protein synthesis, which I knew, and exercise can help with that, and beans and like plant-based sources can help with that, and you can get it naturally in your food. I wasn't worried about getting enough protein, but what I was thinking about is the health of the muscle. So not how big it is, but its metabolic function. And I think right now, since I'm young, I'm 34 years old, I think that having big muscles, strong muscles, healthy muscles are really important for a lot of different things, your immune system, for your quality of life. Everything that your muscles can do for you is really important, and having healthy muscles is the number one thing that's going to help you live a long time. So I figure I'm young, I might as well build a bunch of muscle and see if I can increase my muscle health by increasing my protein intake, which I just do a couple scoops of this. So it's like 20 grams per serving. I do probably 25 grams per serving, and the only other thing I added to my diet protein-wise was Impossible sausage patties. I have a couple of those every day. And so I probably added like maybe 50 grams of protein to my diet. I feel good. I feel like I look good. Like, it's not a big difference in how I look, but I feel like I'm doing myself a disservice if I don't at least try to add more protein to my diet with a supplement. I like to experiment with myself and see how things go. So I've been on this kick for about a month and a half, and we'll see how it goes. Maybe 2 months, and we'll see how it goes over the next like 6 or 8 months or so, and see if I still need to buy this. Back in 2017, I stopped buying protein just before I went vegan because I felt like it wasn't doing anything, and maybe it wasn't, because like I said, a lot of the times what they say is in it is not actually in it. So I stopped buying it, and I stopped being so bloated. It was also whey protein, which I don't think was good for me. Stopped buying it and saved myself like $65 a week, and that was the best part. And I didn't notice much difference in my body other than I felt less bloated. I still maintained my muscle, and everything was all good. Saved a lot of money over time. But you don't need this. Just make sure you're eating well. Make sure you're exercising. That's going to help with your protein synthesis and your muscle health. But if you are on a plant-based diet, you might want to consider taking a little extra protein, especially if you're older, because it gets harder and harder to get your body to have that protein synthesis as you get older. So supplementing with this might be helpful. Like I said, the most important things you should focus on is getting good sleep. That is going to affect your metabolism and your health and your immune system more than anything else. Making sure you exercise. That is one of the best longevity hacks that you can do, and it's very low cost. Make sure you eat a whole foods, mostly plant-based diet with high quality protein, and make sure you manage your stress. Chronically high levels of stress are not good for you, but if you change the way you think about stress and you view it as something that's going to help build you up as opposed to something that's debilitating for you, then that stress can actually be used beneficially in your body. You're going to feel better, and you're going to live longer because of that. All the other stuff, supplements are great, but if you're not doing those things first, the supplements aren't really going to help you. So make sure you do those things first, and then you can start experimenting like I have with some supplements to give you that little extra push. Like I said, I'm working out like 5-6 days a week, and I'm moving all day long. So supplements might not be for you. You just have to know yourself and do some research and figure out what's best for you. Make sure you subscribe, like this video, and comment. I'll read all the comments and get back to you. And also make sure you hit that bell so you know when all my videos are coming out. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.